Hello guys, welcome to Ekalavya, driven by passion. Among the series of lectures on aircraft performance, in this video, the topic of discussion would be time to climb. And in this video, we'll be deriving the equation of time to climb using graphical approach. Time to climb. Fighter airplane must be able to climb from sea level to altitude of an advancing enemy aircraft in short time. When we come into commercial aircrafts, they climb into higher altitudes for minimizing discomfort, minimize risks of inclement weather, and due to air traffic problems. So, knowledge of time to climb is essential along with the rate of climb. We have rate of climb as change in altitude by change in time. Now, if we want an expression for time to climb, we need to focus on the term change in time. So we'll be considering dt and we'll be trying to get an expression in terms of dt. So dt can be obtained as dt is equal to change in altitude by rate of climb. But dt is just a small increment in time required to climb a small increment dh in the altitude. Now, by integrating time to climb from altitude h1 to altitude h2, time to climb t equal to integral of the limits h1 to h2 change in altitude dh by rate of climb. In general, time to climb is considered from sea level. At sea level, the altitude h1 will be equal to 0. Substituting this in this particular equation, we'll be having time to climb equal to integral of limit 0 to h2 change in altitude by rate of climb. Let us denote this as equation 1. Graphical approach. From equation 1, we add time to climb equal to integral of 0 to h2 for change in altitude by rate of climb. For graphical approach, we modify equation 1 as time to climb equal to integral of 0 to h2 rate of climb inverse into change in altitude, which means if we plot rate of climb inverse versus altitude, the area below the curve gets us time to climb. We had discussed altitude versus maximum rate of climb plot in video lecture 25, which is as shown in figure. Plot of rate of climb inverse versus altitude graph will be as shown. In altitude versus maximum rate of climb plot, we see that at altitude 0 we are having maximum rate of climb, which means in rate of climb inverse versus altitude plot, at altitude 0 we will be having minimum rate of climb inverse. Then in altitude versus maximum rate of climb, we saw that the maximum rate of climb was decreasing with altitude. As the altitude was increasing, see the altitude is increasing along y-axis. So as we increase the altitude, the maximum rate of climb was decreasing. Now if we take the reciprocal of it, or rate of climb inverse with the altitude, it should be increasing. So with altitude, the rate of climb inverse is increasing. The region below this rate of climb inverse versus altitude curve gets us time to climb. For getting equation, let's split the increase in altitude into intervals. Let us consider small elemental area or small elemental altitude, in this case delta h. With that, we can remodify our equation 1, which was time to climb was equal to integral of limit 0 to h2 change in altitude by rate of climb. So this equation 1 can be approximated to summation of I is equal to 1 to n for change in small incremental altitude delta h by rate of climb, where n is the number of intervals. Using this relation, let us try to expand the terms. Let us say we are moving from sea level to a particular altitude h1. So in that case, the value of I will be 1, which will be representing the first stage from sea level to altitude h1. In that case, the incremental altitude can be denoted as delta h1. When we come to rate of climb, at sea level we will be having one particular rate of climb. As we reach the altitude h1, we will be having one particular rate of climb. So which one to consider? In order to solve this issue, we will be taking the average of this two particular rate of climb. So we will be considering rate of climb at sea level plus rate of climb at altitude h1, and we will be dividing them by 2 in order to get the average. The incremental change in altitude in stage 1, delta h1, can be represented by altitude h1 minus altitude h0. h0 will be our sea level thing. If we are not starting from sea level, we can consider h0 and we can substitute the corresponding values. In the similar manner, let us say we are moving from h1 to h2. This will be our next stage. Then the value of I will be 2. We will be having the term delta h by rate of climb 2. The delta h, the incremental increase in altitude, can be represented by delta h2, since it is for second stage from altitude h1 to h2. Again, we will be having two particular rate of climb at altitude h1 and at altitude h2. We will be taking the average of them. So we will be considering rate of climb at altitude h1 plus rate of climb at altitude h2, and we will be dividing them by 2. The incremental change in altitude delta h2 can be represented as the new altitude, or h2, minus the initial altitude h1. So when we simplify this term, we will be getting delta h by rate of climb for the second interval. In the similar manner, when we split the entire thing into n number of intervals, so the nth interval will be given by delta h by rate of climb at n, or the nth interval. So the incremental change in altitude can be represented as delta hn. The rate of climb will be considering the rate of climb at altitude hn and the rate of climb, the prior altitude, the rate of climb at altitude n minus 1, and we will be taking the average of them. Incremental altitude delta hn can be represented as altitude at hn minus altitude at hn minus 1. Now in this manner, we will be having n number of terms for n intervals we make. Once we get all these values and we substitute back in the initial equation, get the final result, it will be our time to climb. So this is the equation for finding time to climb using graphical approach. Please do like, comment and subscribe. I'll catch you again in the next video. Thank you.